All right, we got to discuss some serious news involving Charleston White. We all know the Fort Worth product. He had to. It's wild because always around the time around with boxing and all that, he pretty much makes his presence felt. And he had to speak on this wild situation that everybody's speaking on. With, like I said, Devin getting rocked, but he took some shots at his father, Bill Haney. He took shots at Devin. He praised Ryan. He discussed how he basically feels like Ryan is, he would have took him on this, took him on that. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. At the end of the day, Ryan had a lot of antics. And he basically said, Charleston said he would take Ryan no matter what. He also said that tell Bill in so many words he needs to stop standing in front of his son. He's promoting his son like he's some kind of tough guy. He's not a tough guy. He said that Ryan is tough. He's tougher than Devin because he fought Tank. Highlighting how Tank grew up in the projects in Baltimore, no father. And people love him. And Ryan went in there, and like I said, there's no explanation for what that experience that Ryan endured. That's what I feel Charleston was trying to highlight. But nonetheless, he also brought up something, like I said, he could have made it spiritual. He turned it into this, but we ain't gonna get all into what he was trying to say. We all know his differences, but we ain't gonna get all into that. But let's break it down, man. I got my man Phonics in the house. Phonics, Charleston White has spoken, just like everybody else. What's your thoughts on his remarks? We got a lot of boxing talk. What's going on? It's Flight Sports.
Yeah, man. I don't agree with Charles on a lot of things. Man, he was kind of harsh in some of the things he said. What I do agree what he said was about Bill Haney and letting his son talk. I've been watching Bill Haney for years, and he does a lot of talking on Ryan's behalf. But the thing is, you can't go in the ring with Ryan when it's time to fight. I mean, Devin, excuse me, Devin when it's time to fight. So you should really, walk. You know what I'm saying? Just be a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Um, just be a little bit more calm, or don't say a little bit more respectable to his opponents. I was watching the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? He had this book that he was going to give to Ryan Garcia, something for dummies or something like that. Like that's out of line. You don't got to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you can say a few things and sit down, but he's become almost as big as a star as his son. Maybe that's something that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got tired of living vicariously through his son. And he said, "Look, I can make a name for myself too by talking about my son." So my question is this: where you at now, Bill? We looking for you. Where you at? But Charleston was right about that. I think he was right about some of the things he said about Ryan Garcia. Obviously, Ryan had to dig deep within inside himself to go up against all that hype and that pressure and pull off that win. Obviously, what I'm saying, whatever God he follows and he chooses to follow came from outside of him and gave him the strength to get victory. You know what I'm saying? And that has to be highlighted. You know what I'm saying? I don't get into the faith things, and so that's what I'm saying. That's whatever, man. But I do think he was right about that with Ryan Garcia. Like, what I'm saying? Yeah, he fought Tank and he went in there too. Again, he took the L, but he went in there. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, he has a set on him. You know what I'm saying? He's not no punk. You know what I'm saying? Again, he doesn't even look the prototypical boxer. He looks like maybe he could be an actor or something like that. He got the clean cut, he's clean cut. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't really have a lot of bass in his voice. But when he got in that ring Saturday night yesterday, he he's a dog, man. He's a dog. You know what I'm saying? He's a dog. And salute.
Yeah, he's absolutely a dog. Do you think that Bill Haney gets unfairly criticized? Because it's almost like he's becoming a meme. How do you feel? Do you feel like the criticism for Bill in particular is unfair? What's your thoughts on that situation?
Flight, man. This is sports, man. In particular, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the fight game, and when you signing those checks, man, somebody got to cash them. You know what I'm saying? So no, I don't. He's been talking a lot of smack along with his son leading up to this fight. You know what I'm saying? He should have stayed out of it and let his son do the talking. You hear a lot of trainers like Calvin Ford and stuff. They might say a few things on Tank's behalf, but they don't go overboard. Bill Haney has went overboard on several occasions. You know what I'm saying? So nah, I think the criticism is warranted. When you put yourself out there like that, that's what tends to happen. And again, especially when your son loses, and the way he lost, he got beat up. It wasn't just like it was a quick knockdown, like an uppercut he didn't see or something, or like when Tank stopped him. Nah, he literally got beat up. He didn't know where he was at for a few rounds. And you supposed to be his slash trainer. And so everything that you tell him, he's not even listening to. He's not even following the plan. So yeah, he has to be criticized and very harshly.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it's wild. But like I said, Charleston White, he spoke on it. We all know he was very vocal around the Errol Spence situation. But I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Hopefully, we can get Charleston at one of these boxing events. Well, who knows if that's going to happen. But I just want to know what was going to happen if Devin would have won. You know, would all these people have came out like this and this, that, and the third? Do you seem like everybody was waiting on Devin's downfall? What do you think about that?
I'm one of those who have been waiting on Devin's downfall. I've said it from the beginning on Fight Sports TV. He is not an exciting fighter, and he does not fight quality opponents. I have said this many a times on here. So I'm really happy that Ryan Garcia pulled it off because I'm tired of him thinking that these fights is going to be easy, and then he winning, and then we're talking about how great of a fighter he is, and he's this technician, and he's that. Like when he fought Regis Prajedes, I said right here on Fight Sport TV. Regis Prajedes is a bum. I saw his last fight. It was embarrassing. His own promoter, Eddie Hearns, was like, yo, if he doesn't win the next fight, we probably going to let him go. He said that before the Devin Haney fight, before they even made that fight. Devin Haney has been picking easy fighters, and he met his match. And I'm so happy that it happened to him because maybe this will humble him and his father. Now you know you got to train harder. Now you know you got to be more locked in. And now, especially, you know you got to watch your mouth. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch your mouth because you disrespecting people on many levels, and now you can't even back it up. So yeah,
Yeah, but I'm not with you. I'm totally there with you, man. Man, I just don't see it, man. But hopefully, Devin can regroup and get a victory. You know, he better make sure he pick and choose his next opponent wisely, because I do think his career could be knocking with another loss, especially back to back. But like I said, he's a champion. We've seen guys come back. So let's see what happens, man. You know, this is the sport of boxing. Everybody not gonna go out like Floyd. Point blank period. Make sure you hit the like button. If you're new, most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. You already know we're gonna be bringing an array of content your way, from basketball, football. You understand? Obviously, the sport of boxing. We're gonna be going through everything. There's gonna be so much. I don't want to talk too much. It's Flight Sports TV.